All right. I had a wonderful wedding this weekend with a couple that I enjoyed working with. It was at the fabulous Ebell of Los Angeles, which is a wonderful vintage venue. It is literally one of the oldest buildings in Los Angeles. It is designated as a museum. It is so old. It was beautiful. You can see it here. Look, see how awesome they are. Great couple. Loved it. Beautiful, beautiful floral design. Look at that gorgeous ceiling. It's awesome. I had a wonderful time working with this couple. But one of the things that the bride was really struggling with was how to do her seating arrangements for the reception. And a lot of couples struggle with this. So I just want to give you some tips because you shouldn't struggle with that at all. Now, you can't do your seating arrangements until the last 2 to 3 weeks before your wedding. And that's because that's when you finally have all of your RSVPs in. And that is really one of the most stressful times of your wedding. And you should not be stressing out about that. So here's some tips. Number one, you should do assigned tables, not assigned seats. Barring the fact that you should not put people together who obviously hate each other, but don't worry about assigning seats. People are going to move themselves. They don't sit in the seats you give them. Everybody's not going to sit together. They like to move around. So most people are going to move themselves. There are some people who are going to be nice and stay in their seats, but most people are going to move around and talk to each other. So don't worry about putting them in specific seats because they're going to move. So don't worry about specific seats. Assigned tables is just fine. And for meals that you need to give them an escort card with a meal indicator on it, something that if they move themselves from that seat, they can take it with them. So that way you don't have to worry about it. It's perfectly fine. So assign tables, not assign seats. Rule number 2, your guests are only going to be sitting at that table for a very short period of time, basically just long enough to eat. So don't worry too much about if they're sitting next to people they don't know. They'll survive. They'll enjoy the yummy food that you paid for them to enjoy. So don't stress. It's just a brief period of time. Lastly, if you're worried that they won't have anything to talk about while they're sitting there, you could give them some sort of conversation starter. Make them little games or cards to talk about, something to do if you're worried about it. But they really won't stress. People are okay with talking to each other. And most people come to weddings in pairs. And if you happen to be like me, who comes to a wedding by yourself, which I do, I'm totally okay with talking to people. I'm social. I'm totally okay. And if not, I'm going to enjoy that delicious beef steak that you gave me while I'm waiting. So don't stress. Put people wherever you want to set them. They'll be fine.